By a show of hands, how many of you make less than you think you are worth? Why is that? It's time to put your foot down and say enough. Luckily, you are here at the right time and the right place. The most wonderful real estate podcast ever is the answer that you seek. I'm Dwanderful. I have over 30 years of real estate investing under my belt. I have closed over $500 million, $500 million in deals, and I have a heart for you to walk my path with me. Your life is about to change. It's time to thrive in 25. Enjoy the show. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the most wonderful real estate podcast ever. I'm your host, Dawn Twyford. I'm America's most sought after real estate investor. And I have one of my fan favorites on today. We're going to talk to Mark Dolfini, and we're going to catch up and see what's happening. But I wanted to share some super exciting news. In case you don't know, I just reached 1 million downloads on my podcast recently. I know. And I got a whole thing from Buzzsprout, like official 1 million. I was like, oh. So immediately, Mark, I pick up my phone. I'm like, okay, is 1 million downloads good? And it says, oh, you're in the top 5%. And I'm like, look at me. So I'm so excited about that. So
That's a big
Mark
deal.
Dolfini, welcome back to the show.
Well, hello, welcome, and congratulations on 1 million.
That's
downloads.
a lot,
That's
right?
a huge deal. It's exactly 1 million more than I've got.
I know. I was so excited. I use Buzzsprout to like host my podcast and stuff. And they sent me this email with like a full graphic and it says, congratulations. And I made them like 1 million certified down. So, oh my gosh, 1 million. That seems like a lot. I've had it 5 years. So I start Googling. I'm like, oh my God, that's like amazing. I was like, woo, look at me. Look at me. I'm so excited. So I posted it everywhere. I shared videos everywhere. I thanked everybody because I'm super excited about it.
You should be. That's a big accomplishment.
It is huge. So on the next big accomplishment that you get, they have like the little rewards coming out. And the next one is to reach 500 podcasts. And I'm close to 400. So my first thought was like, okay, if I did like 3 a week, all this year, I could hit 500. But then I thought, no, doing that many, it's too many, first of all. And I don't know that it wouldn't like maybe lower the quality, just having so many all the time. So I thought, no, I'm just going to keep doing 1 a week. And it's going to take me 2 more years to hit 500. But maybe by then I'll hit 2 million and 500 at the same time.
Yes.
So that's what I'm hoping for.
It's good to have goals.
It is.
It is. Yeah.
So I want to let you know. So I went through and you are actually the last of the 10 people. I went through my phone and I have everybody on my phone saved under, under your contacts. It's the word podcast and then their names. So I think I sent you a link like a month or 2 ago in March.
It was a while ago. You're just being very gracious because I was slow to respond.
Well, it had to be in March because I was in Florida for the whole month. So it had to be at least the first week of March. And I thought, I'm going to pick out like 10 people that I really loved and just see what they're doing. And I started scrolling through. And the funny thing is like some of the people, I'm like, God, I don't even remember what we talked about. And the other people, I was like, oh, I love that person. So I know that old saying that says people don't always remember what you said, but they remember how you make them feel. So I thought, I'm going to test that theory. I'm going to scroll through it because I've got 200 people. So I'm going to pick the 10 that I remember having the most fun with. I'm going to invite them to come back. And so you were one of the 10.
I made the list.
You did. So you're one of my personal fan favorites.
I love it. Well, thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah. Well, thank you. And so as I was doing it, I remember like, oh, this person was really funny. And I thought, oh, this person, wow, I had to pull teeth. And like you start remembering, and a few people, I was like, I don't even know. I'd have to go back and even look at the podcast. I just don't know. And so I sent out 10 requests. And all 10 said yes. And then as I have them on, I'm like, hey, you were in my top 10 favorites of like just remembering that we had a really fun podcast.
Well, that's incredibly humbling. I appreciate you. And I just enjoy your energy and everything about you. So
you too. I love you too. And I follow, and some of the people I realized that I chose were people I follow on Instagram. So I feel a little more connected to them. I'm, oh, look at
Yeah.
this great post they made. So,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. So I put that theory to the test about not knowing what you said, but how you made them feel. And then I realized there's about 100 people. I don't think I could even tell you what they look like. And then I thought,
Wow.
that's terrible.
Yeah.
I should remember, but some of them are 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And,
But
and I've
that
never seen them or heard from them since.
yeah, it speaks to though what is really important though. Like these, obviously we're getting the business, we do our thing, everybody gets busy, but people don't forget how someone makes you feel. If you have been, there's been times where I have not on purpose, but slighted someone and I didn't realize that I had done it until later. And I reached out and I'm like, man, I just realized I did not handle that situation the best. I should have remembered who you were or whatever. Like, I'm very quick to
Yep.
do the best I can to mend those fences because people sometimes they harbor things a lot longer than you
They
think.
do. I know. I've had a few people like, you said you would invite me on your podcast and you never sent me a link. I'm like, when? Like 3 years ago. It's
Mhm.
like, seriously?
Seriously.
It's
Yeah.
like, so, and yeah, and I don't even remember, but I have had a guy, Emmanuel. I think you talked to Emmanuel before that helps book my shows. But these I did myself. I just sent everyone the link and said, fill it out. And I said, okay, let's see. And like all 10, and I was like, hey.
All
And I was
right.
super excited. I was like, wow, these are my favorite people.
So the important question then is, did did it stand up to the test? So if you've got all 10 now
Mhm.
so far, out of the nine, has
Yeah,
it
they
been a
were
good experience?
super great interviews. They were shorter because it's just a catch up. And
Yeah,
in like the show notes on here, I'll say, hey, if you want to see Mark's full, go back to this episode and watch the whole thing. So these are just more
yeah,
like we're gonna catch
right,
up and have fun. But yeah,
right.
every single one was super blast. A few people I forgot how funny they were. I was like, oh my God, that's why I liked them because they were super fun. And one person is not even in real estate at all and didn't tell me. So I said, oh, how's your career going? Oh, I stopped and I'm working at a restaurant. I was like, what? But it was fine because it was super fun anyway. But the look on my
Right.
face, I'm sure it was like, okay,
Okay.
but
All
that's
right.
okay. All right.
Transparent
So
emotions.
let's catch up with you. And so you said you were switching what you do a little bit. So
Yeah.
tell us what you're doing now.
So what I was doing in the real estate space, I operated under the Landlord Coach brand.
Yes, you did.
And I had the book, The Time Wealthy Investor 2.0. And I really did enjoy that during the time that I did it, right? Like I was out doing the circuit and speaking in all these different places. And that's one of those things that it's fun until it's not, right?
Bingo. I
And
get
I
you.
and I had done that for a couple years and I had seen, I mean, we don't need to mention names, but we know who all the old salts are who've been doing it for
Everybody.
30 years, right? And I'm like, how do you keep this? Like, not even how, but why? Why would you keep this pace up? Because again, for me, it's about being in total control of my calendar
Yep.
and being time wealthy, right? Having control of, like, we've got my bride and I, we have a 19-year-old son, a 17-year-old son, and a 2-year-old daughter, and I kind of want to be around
Yeah,
for
that's a
them.
big jump. The older
Yeah.
ones and then a 2-year-old.
Yeah, yeah. We were intentional. We wanted to have more kids, and
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
that was part of our vision. We
How old are
wanted.
you now?
So I didn't really do the math, but being 52 and chasing a 2-year-old around, I should have thought that through a little bit better. But
52 and she's 2. You know
yeah,
what? You'll be like that super fun dad because at this point in your life, you get to spend more time with the
yeah,
little one than you did with the older
I
ones.
do. Yeah, and honestly, my relationship with all of them is good. They, and different because they're different. They're different kids. They're
Yeah.
different. They're different humans. But I'm so much more intentional about my relationship and about my use of time and just being present.
Yeah.
Just being totally present no matter what I'm doing. I'm present with you in this moment. I'm not thinking of 15 things that I didn't get done today and the 30 things I'm going to try to get done for the rest of the day. I'm just totally present and in the moment when I'm with them, when I'm with anyone. And that's probably one of the biggest gift I can give to myself.
It is. It is. Bill went through that terrible cancer crazy thing that we went through with that bone marrow transplant. And after that, I was like, you know what, dude? I don't want to spend time with anybody anymore unless like I really want to, or they add value. All this like stuff that we do that's so meaningless. I'm like, I'm not doing it anymore. Like
Yeah.
you literally almost died. And we're 66 and 67. It's not like we got 200 years left. We're on
Right.
the hard downside of things. It's like I'm just not. So I say no to so many things over the last 3 or 4 years. Like so many things I would have done before, like, oh man, but now I'm like, no, it doesn't suit me. And people are like, wow. And I'm like, no, I haven't changed. I just changed my priorities.
Right. Right. Yeah. But perspective is it starts to get you start to get a change of perspective when something like that comes
Oh, I
around.
have
So
someone here.
Hey, Mark.
there he is.
How you
Hey,
doing, stud dog?
good to see you, man. Good
You
to
too,
see you. You're
buddy.
looking great.
Yeah, you too, man.
He
Thanks.
looks great, doesn't
Thanks.
he?
He
I'm
does. He
working
looks
on
real
it.
good.
Getting my
That's
hair
right.
back anyway. Good seeing you, man.
You too, my brother.
He looks so good, doesn't he?
He does.
Now he's got all his health back. He's got that 25-year-old female DNA. So I tell people he's like my gay best friend, lesbian lover husband. He's like, will you stop that? And I'm like, no, I won't stop it until it's not funny anymore.
Yeah. Hey, it kills every time. It
You
kills.
have 25-year-old female DNA. You have
That's right.
identical DNA to a 25-year-old. It's funny.
It is funny. Yeah. Just
Uh,
let it happen.
I tell you, his skin is it's so bizarre having, I mean, not very many people have a full bone marrow stem cell transplant, but your skin is so soft and his blood type changed from A blood type to O, which
Oh,
I didn't somehow during all the classes we took, I never realized your blood type changes. Like, what do you mean he has O blood type now? So with the O blood type, they're more like carnivores. He eats like a
yeah.
steak every day. He eats so much protein. I was like, dude, I've been married to you 20 years. I haven't seen you eat 20 steaks. Now you have one every single day. I just crave meat. I was like, hey, the doctor said eat anything at all that you want to eat. Don't even worry about that till you get past your 5 years, and then you can, you know. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so what are you doing now? Because landlording, I get it. Landlording is great. I'm a landlord. I got it. But
Yep.
you're
Yep.
working more now with what?
So I still have my properties, my real estate, and I'm still doing that. And people still come to me because they have issues. Like the Time Wealthy Investor 2.0 was a fantastic book. I'm very proud of that book.
Oh, it's a
And
great book.
thank you. And it really helped people who really struggled with putting together systems and processes for their property management business, their real estate business, their basically their buy and hold business, and that's where I spent most of my time teaching. But the problem was with that I realized came to realize it was really using about maybe 10-15% of really what I can coach and consult and train on.
Yeah.
So I decided to niche up a little bit, and I now like working with business owners in general. So many of them tend to be investors, real estate
Yeah.
investors, but they also tend to have contracting businesses or hair salons or coffee shops and other things. And they were looking at the real estate investments as just something to channel their wealth into. So I founded a company called Strategic Boardroom, and
Like it.
you can find the that's you can find that at strategicboardroom.com. And I just am actually getting ready to launch my next book. So it's not even published yet, but I don't know if you can see it. I'll hold it up here, but it's that's the rendering, that's the proof copy.
Oh, I like
Uh,
it. The
Time
time
wealthy.
wealthy advantage. I like
That's
that
right.
clock thing on there.
Yeah, it's super cool because the clock face actually has a dollar bill imposed on it, like a
Oh,
Ben
hold it up
Franklin.
again. Let me look at it
Yeah,
again.
yeah, it's so there's a Ben Franklin. So you'll see this little strip across there. That's the proof,
Oh, I
but you can
see
see
it.
the
Yeah,
Ben
yeah, yeah.
Franklin.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. That's beautiful.
It's really cool because and really it's about creating a time wealthy advantage for people who are business owners who
Mhm.
are struggling with time in general, with struggling with procrastination, struggling with being late everywhere, struggling with not being able to wind down or have white space on their calendar for when things like life show up.
Yeah,
And they're so used to running at, they're running hot. They're running at anywhere from 99 to 105% every day,
every day.
and it leaves a deficit, right? So when life shows up, it becomes this massive event, and now they're even further behind. So it creates this whole downward spiral. So it's about creating a time wealthy advantage where it's not about being more frenetic and getting more things done. It's about putting systems, processes, and certain other things in place so you can be much more effective in what you're doing.
No, I love it. So you're working with business, which I like the fact too, because there are a lot of business owners that still sort of need like a mentor or someone to help them because they haven't been business owners before. Same thing
Right.
with landlords. I mean, if you're going to start buying, rentals and stuff, you need someone to kind of show you the ropes a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
everything's not so easy as it looks on, HGTV.
Really? Really? It isn't? You mean that's not real?
Oh, I watch those shows sometimes. I'm just like, oh my God, poor people. They have no idea what they're getting into, and they just go, look how easy that was.
It is. It really does. And the one thing that people often forget is that real estate is very much a people business.
Yeah, it really is.
And like they just think that like the systems and processes are important, don't get me wrong, but they should always focus on the human element, the deliverable, right?
Yeah,
And making sure that the experience is considered. But
yeah. So now
yeah.
someone gets into your strategic boardroom.
Mhm.
Let's say I own a hair salon.
Yeah.
What would you help me with?
So the approach that I take, which I wrote in the book, is called the Viper method, Viper.
Which is that acronym?
It's an acronym. That's right.
Okay, hold
So,
on. I'm writing this down on my paper here. I'm going to see
okay.
what it is.
Okay.
Viper.
So Viper because I'm a strategist, I look at things in certain categories, and I'll get to those categories here in a second. But the Viper method, it stands for vision, infrastructure,
Hold on, vision.
process.
I have to write this down.
I'm getting it.
I can't write quite that fast. Structure. Okay, vision, infrastructure.
Vision, infrastructure, process,
Oh, process. Okay, I love it.
execution,
Oh,
and reporting.
okay, I got it written down. Vision,
Yep.
infrastructure, processes.
Execution
Oh,
and
execution.
reporting.
I wrote that really. Oh, I
Yep.
didn't cross the X. Execution. Okay, and
Reporting.
oh, reporting. ING. Okay, I wrote that really fast. I'm like the fastest handwriting. Okay, so I like that. So they have the Viper method.
Right. So what that does, it's channeling my inner Stephen Covey from the Seven Habits, right? It's habit number 2, which is beginning with the end in mind. So what we're trying to do is create a business that exists for us,
Mm-hmm.
not us existing for the business. So first and foremost, the vision contains 2 components. And the vision piece, the first part of vision is the personal vision, right? Like, what are you doing this for? If you landed in a pile of money or you didn't have to worry about income generation, what would your life look like from day to day? And the problem is that most people when they get into business, they focus on the business vision first. And in essence, the business vision becomes the personal vision. They live for their business. And oftentimes I see this when you create a business vision before you create a personal vision, you end up creating a life that exists to serve the business.
I've been
And
there and done that.
I've done that too. And I've done it a couple times.
I have to. I have to. I'm finally like, no, I'm putting my foot down. That's I don't think it's going to be anymore. I trust you are loving the podcast. Hey, do you truly want to become a kick-butt real estate investor? Spend a minute to take the real estate investing quiz that I prepared, and let's see where you stand in your journey. The link is in the show notes or at Dwanderful.com. Okay, back to the show.
Yeah. And good for you for doing that because you're a great gal and Bill's a great guy. And the world would be lesser off if we didn't get to see that side of you, right? If it
Oh,
was
thank
always
you.
about business. Well, it's the truth. And it's the truth for so many people that I end up working with. Now, there's some people, let's just face it, they're, not great folks. and you're just kind of like, okay, you're bad at life. Maybe you should just stop trying, but
Ah, I know some people make so many bad decisions, but not even once or twice, like decades on end.
uh,
It's like,
yeah,
what is
yeah.
wrong with you?
Yeah, and I just it is what it is, and that's fine. But for the folks who really do want to focus on their marriage or being a great dad or being a great mom, maybe faith plays a big role in their life, or maybe they want to play a bigger role. But whatever that is, now they've got this. Now their job description isn't a life description,
Yeah.
right?
So the
And they're
first
not.
thing is you work on their personal, and then what's the second?
So the second piece of the vision, right? You do create a business vision, but so it's not. I'm not saying business vision is irrelevant. It just can't come first, right?
Right.
So you
Okay.
create a personal vision, then you create a business vision, and you create a business vision around 3 C's, which is core purpose, core values, and client avatar. That helps define the business vision, right? And then of course you put a timeline on that and so forth. But that's the basis of the vision. The next piece, the I, is the infrastructure, right? Now, the infrastructure and process, that's the I and P of Viper. That's the system part of the business, right?
Okay.
So when you're thinking about it, the infrastructure is your desks, your chairs, your software, your phone systems, your websites, things like that, right?
Uh-huh.
Your processes, that's broken down into 2 different areas. So one is the day-to-day process. It's the day-to-day stuff. It's the SOPs. It's your opening procedures. It's your closing procedures. You have a hair salon. How do you open for the day? How do you close for the day? How do you prepare bank deposits? Right. It's the mundane, boring
Yeah,
stuff.
but that's all
Right.
important.
Right. Right. So Michael Gerber wrote about that in the E-Myth literally like 100 years ago, and it was like in the E-Myth, like everyone raved about it. Well, that's what he talked about, was the processes, right?
I think I read that book like 20 years ago or
It
more.
was the original book was actually published in the 70s.
Gosh, I read it
So
so long ago, I don't even remember it.
yeah, well, if so, one of the things that he talked about was you want to systematize as if you were going to franchise, and
That's a good idea.
right, as if it, and he said, look, even if you're not planning on franchising, just you want it to be consistent. You want your consistency should be your aim. And I think, and with the processes and making sure all the processes are built out, that makes a lot of sense,
Yeah, it does.
right? So the other side of process is your strategic planning. So you have your tactical day-to-day stuff, and then you have strategic planning, which is the other side of process. And the reason that strategic planning is so important is because, let's just say, your job and my job is to get in the boat and row, right? I'm the left oar and you're the right oar, right?
Okay.
And our job is just grab the oar and row every day and just keep rowing until we get tired and then do the same thing the next day. Well, that's what many business owners do, right?
That is so true. You just row and row. The next day you wake up, you go, oh man, my arms are tired, but I gotta row again all day today. That's really a
Gotta
fun
row again.
analogy. That's exactly what it is.
Well, exactly. And the
That's so
problem
funny.
is the problem with that is they never stop and look up and go, where are we going? Like, are we making one big left turn? or are we
Yeah,
getting or are we getting ready to go over the waterfalls, right? So
going around the same island all the time.
that's right. Just cutting holes in the ocean.
That's fun.
Um, so the strategic plan part is where you look up once in a while and make sure the boat's still going in the same direction you want it to go in, right? So strategic planning, it's got certain components to it. It's got the people side of it, the purpose of the strategic plan, and of course the promotion, and making sure that who needs to know, right? The inside, the outside, that sort of thing. So there's certain components to the tactical processes, and there's certain components to the strategic planning part of the process. So that's the vision, infrastructure, and process. And then you've got execution, right? So execution is simply, like again, if you've made this big plan, right? Well, if it's going to fall apart, it's generally going to fall apart in the execution. Like that's
Yeah.
everyone's like,
It'll
yeah,
fall apart in the beginning.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I mean, where this is where excessive planning can become another form of procrastination, and you never execute.
I meet
So
people, Bill and I teach like you. We teach, and I meet people that say, "Well, I've got to get my LLC, I've got to get my bank, I've got to get this laundry list," and then I'll see them at an event like a year later.
yeah,
I was like, well, how you doing? They go, well, I just still don't have like my base. It's like, oh my God, that's like the easiest part.
Eh,
If you can't get past that, you need to just save yourself the time and quit now because you're never going to make it in investing.
well, your point
You
is
see
so.
the same people. It's like,
Yeah, you're like, dude, what are you doing? Well, or even worse, they've opened like 7 LLCs and they still don't own a property, it's like, but they're getting ready to get ready and they've opened 3 trusts and they've got a Wisconsin LLC and
oh.
a I'm like, or a Wyoming LLC. Like, what in the world are you doing, dude? You don't even own anything yet?
Oh, I can't tell you how often I see that, like at a big event like the Ohio Rio. Because I
Yeah.
remember people, they'll come up and they're, hey, I saw you 2 years. I was like, oh, what are you doing? They're like, well, and it's the same answer. It's like, okay,
Okay.
that's
All
my
right.
made you just sort of like, it's like a form. It is. It's like they feel like I call it like people doing like busy work, but it's
Yeah.
really procrastination.
Yeah.
They feel like they're doing something. They're online, they're looking at leads, they're looking things up, and they feel busy, but it's like procrastinating. You haven't done anything.
I refer to that as action faking,
Oh, action
right?
faking. That's a good word. I may have to
Action.
use that.
Yeah, action faking. So it's where you like, oh, so you're gonna do something and you're like, oh, cool, I'm gonna spend 5 hours designing my business card. You're like, dude, it's a business card. No one cares. No one really
Nobody
cares that
cares.
much.
Nobody
Your
cares. Doesn't
name, your
even
phone
matter what's
number.
on
Right, right.
it. Ah,
But I gotta mess with the font. Like, dude, literally no one cares that much, really.
nobody cares.
Um, so yeah, so the action faking is definitely a thing. So defining the execution is really important. And when you're defining execution, you want to look at lead metrics and lag metrics. Lead metrics are the activities and the actions, and the lag metrics, of course, are the results of those actions and activities. So the only thing you have real direct control over is your actions and activities, your lead metrics.
Yeah.
So you should have, in the execution, this is where you're going to be tracking the things that you actually need to be doing, right? The things that are going to move the needle towards your strategic plan. So the last component is the R, which is the reporting. And reporting, everything's got to have a reporting function, right? So this is where you're tracking, your operational metrics, your things like that. And this is where I come into the 4 core functions of business. And the 4 core functions are lead generation, sales, operations, and accounting. Every business has to have those 4 functions.
They do.
And the reporting function should report on all the actions and activities around those 4 functions: your lead generation, your sales, your operations, and your accounting. And your customer's journey happens in that order. So that's yeah. So that's the premise in terms of if you had whatever business you had, even if it was real estate or
Yeah,
otherwise.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
exactly the approach I
Anything.
would take.
I mean, everyone, I think a lot of people, especially in real estate, they're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to just buy a fixer upper. And like, there's no real plan. It's like, okay, but like, do you want to buy one? Do you want to buy two? Are you going to work on it
Yeah.
yourself? You're going to hire people out? Like, what are you going to do when you have a two? Like, it's just like, people just, I feel like for real estate investing, some people just sort of just think if they just roll into it, they'll become like super wealthy and everything will
Yeah.
work, but they don't ever have a plan.
Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why I stopped looking to exclusively work with real estate investors. Not that I won't work with them, right? But when I was focusing specifically on buy and hold investors, it was really frustrating because they were like, "Well, let me get 50 units and then I'll hire you." I'm like, "Dude, at that point, I don't know that you're going to get there because you're so disconnected and discombobulated now. Like, you think you're going to get to 50 units overnight? Like, it's not going to work that
Ah,
way."
I talk to people like that. I'm just like, oh my God, you're so cute. It's like you can't possibly think that's how things are. I'm with
Yeah.
you all the time. I mean, the people that we coach, we make them stay so accountable.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you're just like, God, I have to just turn in, accountability logs every week. It's like, well, we have to know what you're doing. Like you got to
Yeah.
turn some stuff in. If you can't be accountable to us and we're coaching and helping you, I don't know how you're going to build anything. Are you enjoying this episode? Make sure you don't miss a single solitary episode. Click subscribe, like, follow, all the things so you'll get notifications whenever time a new show comes out. And let your friends know about it too. It's amazing. All right. So if you want to learn more about real estate investing, just reach out to Dwanderful.com. I'll send you some free stuff. Back to the show.
Yeah, it's tough. It is really tough. And the thing with accountability is that people they're like, "Oh no, Dwan, I didn't want that kind of accountability. I wanted kind of the other kind of accountability, which was super easy and you just tell everybody, and then I have another excuse somewhere else built in."
They do. We have this form that people have to fill out. And they have to fill it out. And they have to send it every week. And it says like how many doors did you knock, or how many postcards, or how many leads did you reach out to, like very specific. How many people did you talk to? How many people did you make an appointment with? So
Yeah.
they'll be like, oh, I talked to 50 people and made no appointments, da, da, da. And then in a few months they'll go, listen, I'm taking 2 weeks off. And they start like giving excuses why they can't send their login. I was like,
Oh,
listen,
right.
even if it's all zeros, the fact that you send it every week you're still doing it. Like it doesn't have to be full. And then you just see them, more and more zeros. Or on the other side, they're blowing up and they've got so much going on that they need a little bit more help. So it is
Yeah.
funny because we're like, you have to do this every Friday. I don't care what you're doing. I have to
Yeah.
I have to get this thing. You can take a picture, you can text it, you can email. I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
You can't miss any days no matter what. And then you'll see in just a few weeks. Well, this happened and that happened, and I'm like, I don't want to hear it. Just put a bunch of zeros, but you got to keep sending it in.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that because it's just like saving, right? It's like saving money. It's about the habit more than it is about the thing.
Yeah. And I'm like, listen, I don't care if it's all zeros, but the fact that you send it every Friday by 5 p.m. Eastern time, every Friday, that's just part of, making things a habit.
Yeah. There
So,
was a great book. It was published back in the 90s by this guy Chet Holmes, and he worked under Charlie Munger for a bit. And he wrote the book this is called The Ultimate Sales Machine.
mhm.
And it was the first business book I read after college. And of course, after college, I was like, I thank God I never get to read another book again, right?
Oh, you just
Um,
started.
yeah, I literally just started. But it was funny because one of the things he talked about in that book was to hold weekly meetings. He
Mhm.
says, and even if you're a one-man army, you need to hold a meeting. And I thought that's the dumbest thing I've ever
Yeah,
heard in
you
my
need
life.
to.
And you're holding the meeting not for the meeting, but because eventually, when you have a tribe, when you have people that are working under you, that habit's already been instilled. So I love that you're teaching that to your clients.
Yeah, we have. I think I don't know if I told you before or not. We're rehabbing a bunch of buildings in Clinton, Iowa.
Hmm.
I think when I talked to you last time, we'd already started. We've been doing it for about 5 years now. But so we ended up opening up a little antique mall and a marketplace, a coffee shop, and like a clothing boutique. And I'm like, Bill, we don't know anything about any of these businesses. I don't even drink coffee. But we ended up opening them up. And the people were like, I said, listen, I need Canva, I need recipes, I need this, I need that, I need that, and I need all this stuff. And oh my God. And I said, you guys have to meet every week. We see each other every day. I said, I don't care. You have to sit down when the store's closed and you have to meet every week. I
Hmm.
don't care if it's for 20 minutes. I don't care you see each other every day. You have to have a meeting. And I mean, I'm telling you what, for like the first 3 months, half the people were like, that's so stupid. I'm like, well, you know what? You have the option to quit.
Yeah,
You don't have to
yeah,
work for me, but if you're going to meet every week. You're going to send me a list of what you talked about, and you're going to do that every week
yeah,
forever till the end of time.
yes.
Now they're like, we're so excited for our meeting, and they're all about it now. But in the beginning, man, I got a lot of flack from these kids. Like, we just want to make coffee and go home. It's like, no, you're working for me, man.
No, that's not how that works.
I don't care if you want to make coffee. Tell me how many cups did you use, how many lids, how much coffee, how many straws. Tell me all that, and then you
Yeah,
can make all the coffee you want.
yeah. It's interesting because I see, and I even wrote about this in the book, where people will declare meeting bankruptcy. They're like, no more meetings. We don't have to meet anymore. It's like, well, we communicate all throughout the day, like so we don't really
Not the
have to
same.
meet. It's not the same. And I think it was George Bernard Shaw who said the funny thing about communication is the illusion that it's happened.
That's brilliant. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just not the
I'm
same.
paraphrasing, but yeah, that was so smart.
It's so funny. And these people, I mean, they work together all the time. I'm like, it's not the same thing. For me, just saying, hey, listen, we ordered cups. Like, I went to meetings. So now I've got them all trained now. They're all really great. And they've got all these things in action. They've got all these binders and they've got systems and all this stuff. That, oh, it's really great. It's like working for a big company. And I said, well, you got to treat a little company like a big company if you ever want to be a big company.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
learn that
Well,
until I was like 15 years into investing. I had terrible record keeping, terrible everything. I'm only better about it now just because I mentor so many people. I have to keep track of myself.
yeah. 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 It's well, and it allows you to have mental bandwidth. So you're like, oh, did I forget to do this? Did I forget to do that? When I leave my office at night, and my house is only a few minutes away, it's about a 7-minute drive. But when I leave here, I'm not obsessing about anything at night, laying down, going, oh, did I do this? Did I do this? Did I do this? Of course, every now and again something pops up, but I just open up a little, or like something I think of, and I go, oh, I gotta remember to do that tomorrow, and I might have to make a quick note, but it's pretty rare now that
Yeah.
I even have to do that.
Yeah, no, I'm getting pretty good
So
at that too. I'm like, it only took me until I was like in my 60s. So, so all y'all out there,
hey,
start getting organized earlier.
do it now, right?
Do
Yeah,
it now.
do
You're
not
never too
wait.
old, though. Just so you know, you're still never too old, but just start doing it now. Well,
That's
I
right.
love
Don't
all
wait
the
till you're
stuff that you have going. So I'm assuming that people are going to be in some type of a mentorship or something like that. So, don't want to give a sales pitch or anything, but like, wherever do people go to whatever you have them do? Take a quiz, get a free download, have something. Where are they
yeah.
going to find that?
I'll tell you what. I was thinking about it. I was gonna create a page for just your listeners of strategicboardroom.com/Dwan,
Mhm.
and where they could get a copy of the book for a lot cheaper than buying it on Amazon, and I can sign it direct to them, and I can give some other cool stuff away too with the purchase of the book.
Yeah,
So
I mean, that would be amazing.
if you like paying,
I hope you don't
if
get zero people.
well, you know what, zero is fine. That's okay.
Now that'd be great.
but but
Strategiccoaching.com and possibly a /Dwan. And then what are
yeah,
your
strategic
social media?
boardroom. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, strategic.
I looked right at the word and read wrong. Strategicboardroom.com. I wrote it
Yeah,
down.
/Dwan. Yep, there you go. Okay.
And on your
So,
socials, where are you on social media? What are all your socials?
yeah, so again, I'm pretty easy to find on social media. I have a small YouTube channel. I think it's maybe 1,500 people at this point. So I'm growing. I literally just started growing that last year. So you can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook, just under my name. I'm pretty easy to find. So
Sure.
I don't do much on LinkedIn these days because I feel like that's just become this like Middle Eastern bazaar for selling health insurance. I don't know.
I
I,
have a VA team. I think
uh,
they put up stuff on there once in a while. It's like, I haven't looked at my LinkedIn page
uh,
for, I don't even know, years, like years.
every time I go in there, someone's trying to sell me health insurance. I'm like, do I look sick? Do I look like
You do not look sick. Ah,
is that what I like? Why are you constantly pitching? I mean, so I just don't even go there anymore. I feel like someone's going to try to sell me a cashmere rug. So I just like,
I
you know what?
know,
I don't
it's
even go there
funny.
anymore.
I don't either. I don't know. I was never a super fan of it because I'm not really looking for other business owners as much as people that want to be investors. So it's like, I feel like it's like a little
Yeah.
bit different clientele than I'm actually looking for. So I just am mostly on Instagram and Facebook and my YouTube channel. So I had not been on
Yeah.
my
Oh,
YouTube
Instagram.
channel for
Yeah.
about 6 months. And I went on there the other day and I'm like, hey, I got 3,500 followers. It's like, look
Wow.
at me.
Yeah, that's
I find
amazing.
if I check stuff every day, it doesn't grow fast enough. So now I
Yeah.
have to just look at things like followers and time like every 2 months. Because if I look at it today and then tomorrow, it's like, oh my God, nobody watched anything in the whole day. I get too obsessed. So I'm like every 3 months, I go through the whole channel, I go through everything. And I'm like, wow, look how much
Yeah.
it grew since the last time. This is really great. So I
Those are
have to
metric.
stop
Dawn,
myself.
those are metrics. Those are metrics you should track.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
So there
have
you
the
are.
team track all my stuff. Every week they send me a
Oh,
whole
okay.
thing.
Okay.
Oh no. My team tracks every opt-in, every click, everything of everything. I get a
Perfect.
whole report sent to me every single week. But when I go
Yeah.
on there myself, if I don't see like a bunch of growth since like 2 videos ago, I'm like, where are the people? And I'm like, okay. For my own mental health, I just have to check it every couple months.
There was a baseball I don't remember who it was. It might have been like Babe Ruth or something. Like he never checked his stats. Like he never wanted to know. Or it was some big league hitter who never
Maybe.
he never checked his stats. Yeah, it was kind of interesting because he never wanted to know like if he was in a slump because that would rent space in his head. So he
Yeah,
never
I
wanted to
can
know.
see that because I did that when I started my YouTube channel a couple years ago. Every day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I only got 10 more people today. And like every day, and I was like, okay, this is not good for me. I need to
Yeah.
check it. I have a
Right.
team that does it and sends me a
Yeah.
report. And then like my podcast, I checked my stats, I mean, like 6 or 8 months ago. I was like, oh,
Right.
I'm like, I don't know where I was at, maybe 600,000 or something. I thought, oh, I'll probably, the next year or so. And then I just forgot to check and just poof, I got a thing from it. I was like, so yeah, I am
That's
a person
amazing.
that I want someone to track everything for me and send it to me. But personally, to
Yeah.
every day go through everything, if it's not growing as fast as I think it should, then it gets in like, well, I need to do more. I'm like, no, I'm trying to not do more.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
I'm impressed that you have a team that tracks your metrics for you. That's super impressive.
They track
I
everything.
love it.
They
Yeah.
track. I
I
have a
love it.
whole VA team. They track every single thing because, first of all, I don't want to track everything. It's not a thing I enjoy doing.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
week I get likes, options, how much time people spend on my website, on the video, on the blog, like every single thing because I like to read it. I don't want to spend the
Right.
time doing it.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
No,
I
they're
could see
great.
myself getting too sucked into the mechanism of actually compiling the data because I do have people do the same thing. But there are some data that I do track personally because I do want to. I'm interested in it. I just want to
Yeah.
see how things perform.
Yeah, I mostly
Yeah.
do personally my a lot of my podcast stuff. I like to do that, and I have my intro, my mid roll, my outro, and I read all the show notes, and I fix all the spelling, and I write the little blog, and I pick the 60 seconds that this is going to go on Instagram. I really like to do all of that, but the
Yeah.
rest I'm
Yeah.
just like send me a report every Wednesday. Every Wednesday at 10 o'clock, I'm happy and surprised.
Right. Right.
All right, so I just want to ask you a couple more times. I don't even know when we start talking, so have not tracked the time. Do you know when we started?
I think we started at 45 after. So
Okay,
we're about 45 minutes in.
we're about 40. Okay, usually I start, like I write it down, but getting the time today, I was like, I didn't even track it, but it's okay.
We got
People will
chit
love
chatting. It's
listening to us anyway. And I may
yeah.
have asked you this before because I don't know when I added these questions to my podcast. So you may have been asked this before, but if you haven't, I'm asked you again. What's your favorite band of all
My favorite band of all time. Man, I gotta tell you, I think I always seem to gravitate back towards Nickelback.
like Nickelback?
Yeah,
I like Nickelback too. They're a good band. I don't remember. I don't think I was doing that when I interviewed you the first time. So I started
no,
asking questions about music and food and what people do. Because at the end of the day, people work with people that they like you and
yeah,
I talked about earlier. People work with people that they like. And if you have things in common with other people, they're like, oh, we like the same kind of music. We like this, we like food. We're like, yeah, we like strategizing. And I feel like plus it's more
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food. Let's see. My favorite food. That's a really good question because right now it just seems when you have a 2-year-old, you pretty much eat whatever she shoves in your mouth. So, so it's generally anything that's not wet that came out of a 2-year-old's mouth. But I really enjoy good sushi.
Yeah, I had poke for breakfast yesterday. For breakfast, Bill's like, "How do you eat
Oh,
things?"
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
"It's the best thing in the world." I had it for breakfast.
yeah,
We started taking our grandkids to Indian food when they were really little, like
yeah.
1 and 2. They love Indian food. Now they're 3, 5, 9, and 10. And if you say we want to go out to eat, they always want to go to Indian food.
No kidding. Wow. Yeah,
I start them off
yeah.
on
It's
the tandoori chicken,
I,
like
I like
butter.
I like Indian food too. We have a few. So I live in Lafayette, Indiana,
Yeah,
and because Purdue is so close by, and we have a lot of industry around here, in addition to the college, there are quite a few different cuisine type, different cuisines around here.
yeah,
So there's Indian, there's Japanese, there's Korean. I mean, it's a lot for a small town. That's a
got a
big
lot.
deal. You might say if you live in New York, like who cares? Like that's on every corner. We're in the Midwest. That's that's a little unusual. But we have a really eclectic set of
Yeah, I
cuisine
started
here.
taking my little grandkids to Indian because I like it. I love to eat Indian food. We just got our first Indian food restaurant in the mountains. I've lived here 24 years now, and we just got an Indian food restaurant. And I mean, the place is packed every minute of the day
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's in the mountains. Like we only have like 5 restaurants in this whole area. I got to drive all
yeah,
the way down to Denver, which is like an hour to drive to go out to eat. So I'm like, oh,
yeah, yeah,
Indian food. We have Chinese, and then we have, of course, like your little diner type things. So it's like, oh,
yeah,
finally, there's some civil. And we got
yeah.
a Subway. It's like that's a big deal.
You're on the map. Yeah, you're on the map.
I'm like, we have a Subway. I'm waiting for a Taco Bell. Like, oh, come on, please, put a Taco Bell in up here.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, Taco Bell. I'll probably gain 20 pounds. I love Taco Bell.
Yeah,
What
just push your car home after you eat it.
I know. I don't know what it is. I worked as my first job in high school. I know it's so terrible for you, but I love Taco Bell.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite time of day? You have a baby now. So, like, when is your happy place? Where's your time of day where you're like, oh, this is the best time ever right now?
It's pretty much always been for me early in the morning. I really like getting up early. Um, Not always super easy right now. She's definitely becoming a better sleeper, but my bride takes the brunt of that. So, I'm very grateful for her. She's a fantastic mom and such a great gal. Very blessed to have her in my life and have her raising our daughter. So it enables me to get up. I like getting up like super as early as I can. Like if I could get up at 4:30 in the morning, but I got to have enough rest. If I don't have enough rest, I'm not going to get up that early.
I hear
But
you.
I love being up like super early, like 4:30, 4:45 in the morning. That's like my best time of the day.
Yeah, a lot of people are really early in the morning kind of people. They love that time of day. You know what? One thing I do like, I love that you call her my bride. Because you've been married for a long time, right? The kids are all,
Yeah,
yeah, so like 20 something, 25 years. How long have you been together?
so we've been together let's see. So we've been married 11 years. We've been together for gosh, 15 years. So I adopted our boys. They're my boys. And then we had Lily between the two of us. So um
Her name
yeah,
is
so we're
Lily.
Liliana, yeah.
Oh, Liliana. Oh,
Liliana.
man, that's
Yeah.
so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. But you always say
she's a
my
good player.
bride. And it's funny because I don't know. Do you know who Marshall Silver is?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, you know Marshall. He always
Yeah.
calls Erica, he always says my bride, and they've been together forever and ever. And I meet a few people here now and then, instead of saying like this is my wife or what do they say my bride. And when he said that today, I was like, oh, I told Bill, I said, you need to start calling me your bride. I like that because it makes it sound like you're like the honeymoon phase never went away. That's how when I hear
Yeah.
that, that's how I feel.
And it's, I mean, of course I reference my spouse or my wife, I don't not use that, but when I mean, like bride is like you just get one day to be that. Like, I don't know. I think that kind of that kind of sucks. So I just started referencing that to her and called her that pretty much the whole first year and kept calling her that and she loves it.
Yeah,
So,
I love it. When you said today my bride has an appointment, I was like, oh, my bride. I love people that what does she call you?
um I don't know that she doesn't reference me anything different than just husband, I think, stallion, something like that. I don't know. No.
Stud. He's my stud. Popping out
Here's my
them kids at
stud.
52 years old. Ah,
That's right. That's
I
right.
do like that. I only meet a few people now and then that say that. And I was like, that's really sweet because it does make it feel, you're right. You only get to be a bride for like the day. It makes it feel like even years later, there's some newness by always
Yeah,
using the
yeah,
word bride. I'm like, I'm going to tell Bill,
yeah,
like, I want to be called bride.
yeah, yeah.
He just,
Renew your vows. Then you can start there.
and we're at the point now where we call each other like, hey, what are you doing, freak? I think we're in like a really playful stage, so we call each other like these really funny names. I think other people probably think it's not funny, but oh my god, we just die laughing. He'll call me, hey, freak, what's up?
That's
And
hilarious.
I'm like,
I
hey, what
love
you
it.
doing, weirdo? And we think it's really funny, but I'm like, we need to probably be careful in public because people probably think are insulting each other, but we're just being
That you're in
playful.
Antagonizing. Yeah, I love
It's
it.
funny. It is funny. All right. So I have one more question. So first of all, I want to
Okay.
thank you. And I want to thank everybody for listening. And if you enjoyed the show today, Mark's one of my faves. So he was on my top 10. And I want you to, leave a 5-star review, leave a comment, share, help us get to 2 million downloads. I tell you what, when I get to 2 million downloads, I don't know what I'm going to do. That's going to be someday. So help us. We can't do that without all of you. And also, don't forget to go to Dwanderful, Dwanderful, Dwanderful.com, and take my real estate investing quiz and see where you're at. And me or my husband will actually call you after you take the quiz and offer you a little bit of free advice. So take the quiz. It's fun and it's worth it. Okay, last thing is I want you to give us a word of wisdom, but just one actual word.
Intention.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you what it means in a minute. But so at the Dwanderful universe, we make that our word of the week. So anyone that listens this week will write the word intention and put on a little sticky in front of the mirror. And every time they go in and brush their teeth, they'll say intention, 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 intention. So I like having a word of the week, and people do it and they follow through. They'll go, hey, I used this word all week. It was really great. So what we want to know then is, what does it mean to you?
Intention for me is um it's far more than just, well, I just kind of want this thing. It's for me, it's a very focused word, meaning um that when you can have like an idea, you can have a dream, but you're really never doing anything until you have fully focused intention. And to me, it encompasses vision, it encompasses commitment. And when you're fully committed to something, fully committed, there's no other options except success
Yep.
or failure. It's like burn the boats. We're either gonna win or we're gonna die, right? So
That's true.
when it comes to that, I think it encompasses so many other words like vision, like commitment,
Yep.
like consistency, like ferocity of purpose. So for me, intention, it encompasses so many things. And I think for people, I think that if you can get really intentional about what it is that you really want in your life, um, I don't think anything can stop you.
I love it. I love it. That's a great description. That's a great word. So y'all, that's your word of the week. Well, listen, I want to thank you for coming back on and for taking the time and catching up with me. I love the strategic boardroom that you're on, like a new exciting path where you're helping business owners and entrepreneurs and things like that. So y'all check him out. If you're interested in, you have a business, starting a business, doing whatever, it's a lot easier with someone to guide you. I can tell you that for a fact. I really wish I would have had someone like me 35 years ago. My learning
Oh my
curve was
gosh.
long, decade
Yeah. Yeah.
long. So I tell you,
I wish you were around and I was in a spot that where I would have been willing to listen.
I know,
So yeah,
I know. I tell
yeah.
people, I say, hey, you're going to learn everything you're going to learn through mentors and mistakes. And I'm telling you, mentors are cheaper.
The 100%.
Couple of mistakes can
100%.
knock you out mentally or financially, and then like you never pick back up from that. So let people that know
Indeed. Indeed.
help you reach all of your goals. All right, everyone, we'll be back next week, same bat time, same bat channel. And remember that the truth is in the red letters. Bye, everybody. Bye, Mark. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you stuck around. I almost forgot to tell you, in addition to having this super educational podcast, I'm now able to work with you one-on-one. In fact, I'm offering a 3-deal guarantee. So let me hold your hand and I guarantee you that you will close 3 deals. You have nothing to lose and your entire life to gain. Talk to you next week.